This is going to be a huge summer at the movies, full of superheroes, giant monsters, talking animals, and Charles Manson? So stay with us while we break down our 10 most anticipated movies of the season. Avengers Endgame. After 11 years in the MCU, we're finally getting the grand finale. Fans have been looking forward to this ever since Thanos snapped half the universe into oblivion, and everyone's anxious to see how the Avengers bounce back to defeat him. Will time travel be involved? Will Tony Stark or Steve Rogers sacrifice themselves to save humanity? Will Ant-Man take the literal plunge and explode Thanos from the inside? And what's with Hawkeye's new haircut? We'll find out on April 26th.
Whatever it takes.
Detective Pikachu. Who could have guessed that the perfect guy to play Deadpool would also be the perfect guy to voice Pikachu? Ryan Reynolds stars as the cuddly, adorable Pokemon, who helps a former Pokemon trainer played by Justice Smith discover the truth about his father. If anyone was skeptical about a live-action treatment of the popular video game characters, all doubt was erased by the hilarious trailer, which made fans squeal with images of Jigglypuff, Bulbasaur, and Charizard. Video game adaptations are notorious for being terrible, but here's hoping this movie can break the curse. Detective Pikachu arrives on May 10th.
Stop talking! You're a hallucination!
You're a hallucination.
John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. John Wick is officially excommunicado as Keanu Reeves returns to play the most deadly hitman who ever lost a puppy. The third film picks up where Chapter 2 left off, with John Wick on the run from pretty much every assassin he hasn't killed yet. Lawrence Fishburne and Ian McShane also return, and they're joined by Halle Berry, Anjelica Huston, and Jason Mantzoukas. Expect the trilogy to close out with expertly choreographed hand-to-hand combat, motorcycle swordplay, and John Wick on a horse! Oh, and of course, headshots. Lots of headshots. John Wick Chapter 3 opens on May 17th.
What do you need? Guns. Lots of guns.
Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Sometimes you just want to see giant monsters beat the crap out of each other on the biggest screen possible, and that's exactly what Godzilla, King of the Monsters promises. Sure, you've got Godzilla himself. Did you know he's actually an official citizen of Japan? But the new movie puts him up against classic rivals like Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah, and we can't wait to see what those battles will look like. Add a cast that includes Kyle Chandler, Vera Farmiga, and Eleven herself, Millie Bobby Brown, and this is a Royal Rumble that looks worth the price of admission. Godzilla, King of the Monsters opens on May 31st.
Long live the king.
Men in Black International. Thor and Valkyrie trade in their hammer and sword for a couple of big guns as Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson suit up to revive the Men in Black. They're joined by Liam Neeson as the head of MIB's UK office, while Rebecca Ferguson and Kumail Nanjiani lend their voices to a pair of aliens. Sure, we don't have Will Smith or Tommy Lee Jones anymore. Fingers crossed for a cameo, maybe? But it's a fun universe that we're happy to return to with some fresh blood and a new spin. Men in Black International hits theaters on June 14th.
Looks like the tables have turned.
That was an incredible catch.
Toy Story 4. Look, we thought Toy Story 3 was a beautiful, fitting goodbye to Woody, Buzz, and the rest of the gang, but we're not going to argue if Pixar wants to give us more time with them. We meet a new toy named Forky, who's not exactly thrilled about being a toy, and it's up to Woody to help him fit in. Longtime Pixar animator Josh Cooley takes the reins, and the regular cast is joined by new characters voiced by Jordan Peele, Keegan-Michael Key, Christina Hendricks, and Keanu Reeves, while Veep's Tony Hale will provide plenty of freakouts as Forky. Toy Story 4 hits theaters on June 21st.
He up here talking about infinity!
You don't go beyond infinity.
You don't know nothing about science.
Spider-Man Far From Home. Wait, isn't Peter Parker currently a pile of dust on the planet Titan? I guess we can assume he makes it out of Avengers Endgame okay, especially since Marvel Studios' Kevin Feige has said that Spider-Man will be the one to shepherd audiences into the post-Thanos phase of the MCU. Jake Gyllenhaal shows up as classic Spidey villain Mysterio. He's even got the fishbowl helmet. But the trailer makes him out to be a good guy, which has our Spidey sense tingling. We'll see how it all plays out when Spider-Man Far From Home swings into theaters on July 5th.
So nice to finally meet you,
Spider-Man.
The Lion King. The 1994 animated The Lion King is one of Disney's most beloved movies, so this live-action remake is gonna be big. Director Jon Favreau has already proven he can handle this sort of project with his fantastic remake of The Jungle Book, and it's got an all-star voice cast that includes Donald Glover and Beyoncé as Simba and Nala, as well as Chiwetel Ejiofor, Seth Rogen, Alfre Woodard, and the legendary James Earl Jones returning to play Mufasa. That's more than enough to make anyone sing Hakuna Matata. The Lion King opens on July 19th. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Quentin Tarantino has been pretty skimpy with details about his 9th movie, but the fact that it's him is basically enough to raise expectations sky high. What we do know is that it takes place in Los Angeles in 1969 and focuses on a movie star, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, and his stuntman, played by Brad Pitt. The insane ensemble cast also includes Al Pacino, Kurt Russell, and Margot Robbie, who plays Sharon Tate, one of the victims of the Manson family murders. We don't know how much Charles Manson himself will figure into the story, but as co-star Bruce Dern told us, Tarantino did the single most unpredictable thing I've ever seen a director do in this movie. He had our curiosity, now he has our attention. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood opens on July 26th.
That was the best acting I've ever seen in my whole life.
Like you.
Hobbs and Shaw. Maybe you thought, gee, there are just too many characters to keep track of in the Fast and Furious movies. I wish they would focus on just a couple of them, preferably two who don't like each other very much, and force them to work together to defeat a superpowered Idris Elba. If so, then you're in luck, because this is exactly that. Dwayne Johnson's brute force meets Jason Statham's martial arts skills as they pair up to throw quips at each other, beat up bad guys, blow things up, and save the world. It's the kind of high-octane action we've come to expect from the franchise, and we're all for it. Hobbs and Shaw opens on August 2nd.
Who the hell are you?
Bad guy.
There you have it, our top 10 most anticipated movies of the summer. Now it's your turn. Comment right now and let us know which flicks are you most excited about this season.